Welcome to part number 11 of the Mega Man X4 Kirby Challenge. We're at the final of the 8 main stages. It is Web Spider. When most people play X4, they take on Web Spider first because many people consider him to be the easiest of the 8 main mavericks. I disagree. I think Frost Walrus is easier, but Web Spider really isn't that hard. And with his weakness, he is even easier. I really do like the stage for Web Spider. I just love the whole jungle vibe, and the river is nice, and you get a nice little flowing water sound effect. I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't know, it's really nice. And I also really enjoy the music that accompanies it. I don't know, it just kind of makes me want to do a tribal dance or something like that. It's just a nice little song. Web Spider's stage is very annoying for one simple reason. The trident wielding shellfish whatever enemies cannot be killed by the twin slasher. You can shoot until the end of time. You will never kill one. And that's a problem for one specific area in the level. Remember that wall that I had trouble with during the item collection stage? That part is even harder now. Anyways, we just got the foot upgrade, which allows us to air dash as well as hover in the air. Now, I absolutely hate the hovering ability because a lot of the time you will do it on accident when you were just trying to jump from wall to wall or whatever, and you will accidentally start floating. It's just, I don't know, I hate that ability. But the air dashing is kind of helpful. I don't really use it all that much during this challenge, but yeah. Air dashing isn't as useful as it was in the Super Nintendo games. I think it's because you don't dash as far as you did in the Super Nintendo games, but I also think you don't gain the same amount of momentum as you did in the SNES games, because when you air dash in those games, you go really fast, but in the PlayStation games, when you air dash, you dash, but then you kind of stop, so I don't think it's as useful, but it still can be helpful in certain situations, and it's a nice ability to have. Generally, when I play X4, I tend not to pick up the foot upgrade. Air dashing isn't that helpful in this game, and like I said, I don't like the hovering ability, so I generally don't get it. The only upgrades I usually get when I play X4, you know, just during a normal run, is the helmet upgrade and the plasma shot. Everything else, like, I never need the body armor. That doesn't help me at all. I mean, X4 is so easy. You don't even need the body upgrade. The hovering ability does come in handy at when you go through those beehives. It's kind of helpful there, but, you know, other than that, there's really not that many opportunities to use the hovering ability to your advantage. Maybe a few times during the final weapon stages, but other than that, it's generally not a very useful ability. I think it does more harm than it does good, so that's why I don't pick it up. The second half of Web Spider's stage isn't too eventful. There's some new enemies introduced and all of that, but it's really not that bad. You can be very liberal with your twin slasher shots because you have infinite ammo, and it kind of acts like sort of like an X-Buster, except it's, you know, it's obviously different. But that's what it feels like to me. It's kind of like a secondary X-Buster. And the twin slasher, it's a pretty good weapon. I like it. It's better than some of the other weapons in the game, like the Frost Tower and the Lightning Web and all of that. Anyways, Web Spider isn't too hard. He's separated into 2 phases. For the first part, he will just drop down from the ceiling and then throw out some sort of spider web at you. You can either hit him directly with the twin slasher, or you can hit the wire he's hanging from. If you hit that, he will fall down to the ground and take extra damage. However, I think it is quicker to just hit him directly. I think you can hit him 3 times per cycle, and I'm pretty sure that does more damage than him just falling to the ground. I'm not 100% positive. I would have to check that, but yeah. For the second half of the fight, he will form one giant spiderweb at the center of the arena, and you can just hit him over and over again. He will sometimes throw out some mini spiders, but they aren't too hard to kill with the twin slasher, and he will use the same attack as the first phase. It's really not that bad. Just pay attention to what he is doing, and you should be just fine. And Web Spider, not the hardest boss in the game, obviously, and with his weakness, he's even easier. Anyways, from Web Spider, we get the Lightning Web, which, without a doubt, is the worst weapon in the game. For combat purposes, at least. It does have some secondary functions, which are actually pretty good, but when you try to use the Lightning Web on enemies, you're gonna have a rough time. Anyways, we'll be seeing the Lightning Web during the item collection stages coming up.